right, good morning, everyone. How are you all? How is everybody feeling? Trust you're all having a wonderful day. All right. So I'm going to do a quick check over on YouTube. Hello, YouTube. How's it going over there? Fantastic. Today's Wednesday already. I can't believe it. So let's start with the update. So Benson Boone is actually really good live, like 100% legit performer in person. And what I was most impressed by is instead of just being on one side of the stage or one side of the arena and just staying there and not kind of being active and interactive, it was very interactive. Very, very good. Very, very good. I think the only other performer that's better is Barry Manilow. I don't think everyone's ever going to compete with Barry. But boy, I'll tell you, Benson Boone comes in a close second to Barry Manilow. And I think within about 5 minutes of sitting down, this mother behind me said, "You're a great dad." So I'm like, check, message from the universe. Check, great dad. Got it. And of course, true to form, they spent most of their time videoing the concert instead of actually watching it. So that was interesting. I have to get used to that. Remember the days when people would just go to concerts and actually watch them instead of just video them? For some reason, everybody just now incessantly wants to record it on their phones. So why wouldn't we just then watch the YouTube version, right? But I guess they were there, it was live and in person, and they loved it. And it was actually fantastic. And he actually did a really good job. Really, really good job. Really good job. So yeah, I would absolutely recommend, if you can, going and seeing good old Benny Boone. Yeah, really good. He did multiple flips, Laurel, and every time he flipped, for some reason, the crowd lost their minds. It almost makes me want to question if I should be doing flips here every morning too. I mean, maybe I just need to find great set design and production. We need laser lights and fireworks. Every time we start the meditation, we can have fireworks go off. I need to get rid of this and get a green screen in. We can just broadcast all kinds of inspirational imagery. You know, just turn this into more of a concert type experience. Yeah, definitely fireworks. Definitely, right? I think so. Of course, it will completely defeat the purpose of Call to Calm. It might potentially become Call to Chaos if we start doing all of that. But, hey, why not? If it works for good old Benny Boone, why not for us? And I have to tell you, Barry Manilow, I love you. I was dragged to a concert by my wife. This is the first Barry Manilow concert I've ever been to in my life. He's my spirit animal. Wow, that man was running around like a leprechaun on 12 Red Bulls all over the stage. I've never seen anything like it in my life. I had to Google, no offense, Barry, how old he was. I'm like, hey, yo, Barry Manilow's vitality and vibration level right now, it's on point. It's on point, Barry. Wow. So, still one of my all-time favorite concerts. And Michael Bublé is up there too. It's very engaging, walks around, very interactive. It was a very good concert. Yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah. Can't go back and see Josh Groban anymore. My mum pinched his butt. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. All 5 foot something of her. Yeah. So anyway, that's another story for another day. But anyway, wow. Amazing. I know. So, anyway, you didn't come here to hear me talk about concerts. I have to tell you, I'm very proud of you all. And I'm proud of you for the following reason. What you are all experiencing now is what everyone has been talking about for decades, for centuries, for millennia. A time in human history where a group of people would finally just relax into who they are and anchor and embody the totality of their potential. And I just can't tell you how proud of you I am, all of you. You called Karmas are lights out the greatest community in the world. In the world, honestly. And the fact that you show up every morning, click on the link, come to the meditation, set your alarms, or don't even have to anymore because your body just wakes up, is nothing short of a miracle and nothing short of miraculous. And so I've decided that you are the greatest. And I just wanted to confirm to you all that you are actually the greatest. And I know some of you still struggle, and some of you are still going through stuff, and some of you are still experiencing things. Of course you are. It's called being human. However, where I'm especially proud of you is that you have not allowed what's happening to overtake your peace, your life, your light, that you're actually, honestly, centered. You're able to come back to your breathing, come back to your calm, come back to your connection. Unbelievable. This is amazing. And so just take a moment to acknowledge where you are, where you were, how you are now, how you feel, and how amazing you are that you've actually allowed yourself to come into this place of equanimity and peace and neutrality that makes no sense to anyone else. I mean, I've heard the stories. They're pretty wild. And yet you're still peaceful and still calm and still everything. And it doesn't even matter what's going on anymore. So in the context of life, just so you know, that's amazing. Because now you're sourcing your experience from within yourself and within your heart, as opposed to what's going on outside of you, what's going on in family dynamics, what's going on in your peer group, what's going on the golf course, what's going on in the neighborhood, the community, what's going on, somewhere else in the world. Now, you're actually authentically sourcing your experience from within. And as much as that may seem somewhat trivial, I would just like to remind you that that's the beginning of peace on earth. That when you can actually maintain this harmony, this connectedness, this centeredness in the midst of life, you make it sustainable. And once you make it sustainable, you make it accessible. Once it becomes accessible, after a while, it goes viral. Because what people don't realize out there is that what they want more than anything is to just have a moment of peace, to have a moment of calm, to have a moment of connection. Everyone's running around doing every conceivable, imaginable thing that you can. And you can imagine it, just so that they can experience some semblance of what you're experiencing. They can come back to their breath and come back to the acceptance of themselves, feel some version of warm and fuzzy within themselves about themselves, and carry on with their day. This is remarkable. This is remarkable. Remarkable. And whether you're with people, not with people, whether you're living a family life as a householder, whether you're employed, unemployable, whether there's money in the bank account, there isn't, whether you have a home, an apartment, or don't, living out some of you actually show up here every day, you find the nearest grocery store or department store that you can with a Wi-Fi connection, or you use a cell phone connection, and you're literally living out the back of your cars, streaming Call to Calm. And finding some semblance of peace and connection in the midst of a situation that for so many people would be left field, devastating, earth-shattering, and yet here you are. So what you have done, in my humble opinion, better than any other group of people all over the world, is prove that you can be a perfectly regular human being. Now, some of you are moderately well-adjusted. I mean, let's face it, the eccentricity scale with some of you is high. Moderately well-adjusted, live a life, live the experience of life, and experience this peace, this connection, this connectivity at the same time. That's remarkable. That's remarkable. Nobody had to change their life, shift their circumstance. Nothing had to change outside of you. Because you realize now that all of these external factors aren't deciding factors. They're not dominant factors. The dominant factor is your relationship with you. How you are with you. How you relate to yourself. So I can be there in an ocean of 15,000 tweens and their reluctant parents, some overly enthusiastic parents. There's always one, two of those. And just experience peace and serenity. And just watch good old Benson Boone running around doing backflips, earning his paycheck. He earned every penny yesterday. Every penny of that everyone paid him. It was great. Flying on a chandelier, candelabra. It was amazing. Playing the piano was amazing. Backflipping, amazing. Running around, connecting with the audience. He knew where he was, right? How many of you have been to a show and the person who's performing doesn't even know what stage they're on? They're in Nashville, like, good evening, Chicago. I'm like, yo, I am not in Chicago, or am I? Where am I? So, I mean, it doesn't compare to Laurel's, 4D immersion into Wizard of Oz at the Dome in Las Vegas. Slightly jelly, Laurel. However, it was as close to a 4D immersion into an artist who's actually a great performer you could actually have. It was amazing. It's amazing. So outside of going to the Sphere, it's about as real as it gets. After a while, you have to recognize how rare what you're experiencing is. Just take a breath. Seriously. Take a breath. Just grant yourself the blessing. Grant yourself the blessing of acknowledging how rare and how precious this peace that you're all experiencing actually is. And think about it. There are people all over the world right now building billion-dollar companies just to have a moment of peace and acceptance. People all over the world in every kind of retreat, every kind of personal self-help seminar, personal development, every kind of relationship dynamic, familial dynamic with their friends, trying to have a moment of acceptance. Just a moment, just a singular moment of peace and acceptance. The feeling of just being embodied and being alive. And it eludes them. It evades them. So you've got to get to a place where you recognize that what you are experiencing now on demand, Wi-Fi, this portable meditation in motion, life as a living meditation, is actually something that most people are trying so hard to have. So hard. And you have it. So let's appreciate it. Just welcoming your every inhalation and exhalation. And just appreciating the fact that you can experience this peace. This connection, wherever you are, no matter what your circumstances, that there is nothing worth more than a single solitary moment of calm. And here's what's wild. When people experience it, complete relaxation, calm, a moment of peace, even a moment of warm and fuzzy in their hearts, they don't know what to do with themselves. Some people are just so type A driven, going, running around non-stop all the time, that when that moment actually does arrive for them, they don't know what to do. They feel as though something's wrong, even though they've finally arrived in their hearts. So today, I can say unequivocally that every single one of you has experienced at least some moment of clarity, a moment of peace, a moment of calm, that you've allowed yourself to remember what your natural state is and how you can live. That's remarkable, guys. People go and spend 7 days locked in a dark room, and they don't have that. Other people go to Vipassana retreats for 12 days. They don't experience it either. So what everybody is practicing to experience or trying to experience, you're accessing through welcoming your every inhalation and exhalation. That's remarkable. So just getting to a place of celebration and thanks for where you are. You know, for me, a major theme going forward now is celebration. Now that you're done surviving being you, you can now start celebrating being you. And that celebration isn't based in what you have, what you've accomplished, who you are, who you're surrounded by. That celebration is in the conscious recognition and remembrance of yourself, the truth, the infinite, eternal, and immortal you that never changes. And so, whether that's going to a music concert, whether that's taking a walk in a park, whether that's finding shelter, another day of sobriety, another day of mental clarity, another day of being married, another day of being single, another day of being divorced, another day of co-parenting, another day of kids' incessant demands and schedules and Uber driving from one sport, one event to another. May the peace be with you. May the peace that you are be with you, because I don't think that there is a higher blessing than that. Everything else comes and goes. Everything else. It's all so fleeting. It all comes and goes. Life will give it to you. Life will take it away from you. Life will take it away from you, and then life will give it to you. It doesn't matter. But if you get this one small, solitary thing, you'll never lose yourself. You'll always have your North Star. You'll always have your heart. You'll always know where home is. And that home, that North Star, that place of celebration has always been within you. So we're living on a planet of 8.4 billion people who are all tirelessly running around to try and be accepted and approved by others, dare I say it, even loved by others, just so they can finally settle down and have a moment of peace. And here we are, successfully gotten off of the hamster wheel of production and consumption, externalization, separation, duality. And now we can just come back to our breaths and be peaceful. Peaceful no matter where you are, what you're going through, whatever you're experiencing. Peaceful. Peaceful. It's the backdrop, the soundtrack of your life. So just taking a moment to celebrate that peace. Celebrating that peace. And celebrating the fact that you've gotten there. You know, when you leave a concert venue, any concert venue, and you get into downtown, it's amazing how many manifestations of people trying so hard to fit in and belong, or to find some semblance of acceptance you experience. That struggle is a very real one. People trying to find it on 5th and Broadway and every honky-tonk that there is. People walking the streets with no direction or home. Lost in themselves, but not peacefully. And then, of course, the wonderful inebriated members of society who are just doing the best that they can to forget about things, wake up the next day and rinse and repeat as soon as they start to remember again. So what you have here is an oasis in an infinite desert filled with nothing but sand. Come back to the desert. Come back to the oasis. Come back to your breath. And every time you experience that peace, have a moment of inner celebration. Have a moment of inner celebration. I personally want whatever Barry Manilow is having. This is my spirit animal. Benson Boone's close. Wow. Take some deep breaths and bring your awareness back. Just so grateful today. If you're on YouTube, when you watch this, leave me a comment, let me know what you're grateful for today. All of you folks have been with me now for I don't know how many days in Call to Gone. A lot. When you spontaneously arrive at that moment of peace, just have a moment of appreciation and celebration for it. Because in the moment you allow yourself to have it, you're experiencing something that everyone else is so desperately trying to arrive at. And now so many of you just arrive at it so peacefully and so gracefully. Every now and again, one of you will say to me, Panache, I can't even begin to thank you. My life is so fundamentally different. Well, I'd like to say that maybe you're just finally living the version of your life that I knew was always in there. Never had me fooled. You may have everyone else all dazed and confused about who you really are. I'm not. And some of you delivered an award-winning performance. Let's face it. Epic. Worthy of your own Netflix documentary, some of you. And look, here we are now. Peaceful. Centered. Able to return to calm. That's priceless. In today's world, that is priceless. And we get to access it here for free every morning. Every morning. So have compassion and empathy for those that are running around in every direction, doing every possible, conceivable, imaginable thing to even have a moment of calm. When no matter how hard they try, and no matter what they do, the peace eludes them. It's like being in some way cursed to be thirsty and surrounded by water. But no matter how much water you drink, you'll just remain thirsty. That's a terrible way to live. An excruciating way to experience being a human being. So have empathy and compassion for all around you who have lost their heads and who are seeking and searching things when really all they want is a moment of what you already have in your heart. Yay. So that's that. Take some breaths, you beautiful human beings. Bring your awareness back. Laurel? Stop typing Om Shanti heart emoji. Laurel, I need pyrotechnics in the emojis from now on. Laurel in, we need laser lights. We're going to have to figure out some kind of an app that plugs into Zoom and YouTube that allows me to put on the concert level performance meditation that this should be. Because quite honestly, it should be a pyrotechnic, laser light, fully immersive, 4D, 5D, multi-dimensional experience. You can take it on tour. You can just sit there and breathe together. Alright. Close your eyes, breathe and relax. Come swinging on a chandelier. Peaceful. You're all peaceful with your eyes closed. Absolute waste of a production budget. Keep breathing, keep relaxing. Good morning, sweet friends, and welcome to another Call to Calm meditation. I've encountered every possible configuration of human being from every walk of life imaginable, and I can tell you that the peace that you are experiencing here eludes and evades those who are most earnestly seeking it. I am very proud of all of you. I'm proud of you for allowing yourselves to finally experience who you really are and to live from the truth of your hearts. Who knew that 1,557 days-ish of commitment, consistency, and repetition would allow you to finally have enough peace in the past that it could become effortless and graceful in the present when you need it the most. Close your eyes, you beautiful human beings. Open your palms and breathe and relax. It's time to get mystical and magical. Resting in the awareness of your breath. Transforms your life into a living meditation. Seated where you are or laying down, just becoming aware of your every precious inhalation and exhalation. Today, I celebrate my ability to be peaceful, to return to calm, to live from my heart. That even if I'm blessed enough to have a moment of peace today, that moment, that elusive moment, is a moment that people have been chasing their entire lives. Seated where you are or laying down, just seeing everyone around you running around in every possible way, in every conceivable direction, trying with all of their might to just finally have a peaceful moment. And just seeing yourself seated or laying down in the midst of a world that is desperately doing everything to try and return to its natural state. A planet of people trying through every avenue, mode, and medium to connect with their hearts. Continuing to welcome your every inhalation and exhalation. Every time you have that moment of peace, celebrating it, acknowledging it, because that may well be a moment more than any one of these 8.4 billion people will ever know or have. Today, I acknowledge that my peace is priceless. Everybody wants it, but nobody knows how to get it and how to live from it. Resting in the awareness of your breath, allowing yourself to move into this place of peace and calm so profoundly that you never leave it. That now you can just live from here. You can just stay this way, neutral, in harmony. You can have it all the time. Seeing yourself moving through every phase of your life peacefully. Today I celebrate my ability to be peaceful. I celebrate my ability to live from calm and connection. And in fact, I'm just going to permanently move into my heart. My apartment filled with peace, my home filled with peace, my life filled with peace. Everything around me carries on. Everyone continues to have their own unique experience of being human. However, the peace that I feel, that I come back to with every breath, remains ever present and ever constant within me. The hamster wheel, or whatever's left of it, goes up in smoke. The becoming, the seeking, the searching, the people-pleasing, mood-managing, ego-massaging, trying to turn yourself inside out for every other person to make them accept you and love you, is going up in smoke. And what's left in its place is peace. What's left in its place is your natural state. So today, I celebrate my peace. I celebrate my natural state. I celebrate my calm. I make my peace my home. I have arrived. I never left. Take some breaths and notice how you feel, you beautiful human beings. Magical, mystical, magnificent peace. It's Wednesday, and it's only just Wednesday, which is mind-blowing, because so much has happened already. Impact calls have been unbelievable. I've shared this. I'm going to share it out loud again, and this is not a commentary on any prior quarter of impact, because everything that we've gone through was necessary to get to where we are. This is the first time in our impact journey where people have actually just been able to receive and not sabotage, not undermine, not run away from the truth of themselves. And in fact, build the momentum of who they really are. So we've marked a watershed moment or a pivot point in our impact journey. Impact will be available to everyone October 1st. It's 3 months with me, and it's all about how we live from our hearts and how we begin to live this way of being that's based in allowing, which is the opposite of what you've been taught. It's the opposite of everything. And yet it works. So October 1st, if you've been thinking about it, head on over to the website. It is a financial commitment and a time commitment, and it's that on purpose. Because commitment, consistency, and repetition has been the key. Not a mantra, not a technique, not a modality. The commitment, the consistency, and the repetition has been the key and continues to be the key that allows people to live from the totality of themselves. Group alignment session today, love offering those. Group alignment sessions came into being as semi-privates initially, really, to support people, or group privates, to support people in meeting them where they're at and helping them navigate their way through what they're going through, settling into the truth of themselves, living from their hearts, and being empowered to access this peace on demand. So if that sounds like a worthwhile use of your time, I'll see you there today. Who else? Let's see, what else? It's an impact semi-private today. Super excited about that. Europeans, look forward to being with you. Wednesdays we make calls available earlier for people in Europe so they can show up and connect. So all of you Europeans, I'll see you for the semi-private today. And other highlights, let's see, December 5th through 7th, Nashville. I'm going on tour, making the long, arduous trip to another part of Nashville with tour buses, pyrotechnics, a stage manager, a road manager, semis. It's going to be epic now. Live events will never be the same again. I've now discovered that we need fireworks. I'm not sure that the hotel is going to sign off on this. We need some onesies, for sure. I mean, onesies. Oh yeah, laser lights, and we need a green screen. Seriously. It's going to happen one day. Really. The only problem is there won't be a lot of meditating going on. And I don't think they'll let us do it in the hotel. So we're going to have to figure this out. But it's going to be great in my mind. I can already envision it. Apparently, if you can envision it, it becomes a reality, according to some. So, here we are. That's that. I love you all. December 5th through 7th, Nashville, I'm going on tour. I'm coming to a destination on planet Earth near you, live and in person. So go to the website. All you YouTubers, I love you. Hit the bell button, like and subscribe. What's not to love about being peaceful? Make sure you share this with everyone today through all your social media channels. It might just make a difference in someone's life in a way that you can't even imagine. So, got it? Impact, October the 1st, for those of you that wanted to be in it. Now is probably the best time to come, if you're coming, because people are building the momentum of their breakthroughs and building the momentum of their shifts. And so that's incredible. Also, if you haven't been to Impact in a while, might be time to come back and see what's new. There you have it. I'd like to thank Benson Boone for putting on a great show last night. That man gave it his all on that stage. So thanks for a great concert. Thanks to the mums who were sitting behind me, who as soon as I showed up let me know that I was a great dad. So thank you for being that wonderful affirmation from life. I'd like to thank my daughters for being 12, almost 13, and getting to a point where I can do wonderful things with them and go to music concerts. We've got another one next Tuesday. So stay tuned for more concert updates. It's gonna be interesting now over here. I know. So it begins. Yes, my life of being an Uber driver and rock concert chaperone has officially begun. I know. So there you have it. Thank God they still want to go with me and think I'm cool enough to hang out with. Alright, I've got to get back to my day job of Uber driving. My first ride has already been hailed today. I've got a 5-star rating. I don't want to mess it up. So take care, you beautiful human beings. And thanks for joining this full-time person who lives from his heart, part-time Uber driver. Grateful for you all. Like the bell button and subscribe on YouTube. Spread the word. Peace is the way. Peace is the way. And yeah, big hugs from me. Take care, live long, and prosper.